And when you're ready, you can begin to write. We are all born to be creative. We all have imaginations, we all have stories, we all have voices to tell those stories with. What some people don't have is, one, the permission to step forward, and two, the technique. They don't know how to find that voice.
I have actually been a writer. I was a writer on The View, and I've done certain kinds of writing. I sort of created that, but I could never find my own voice. Like I could find Meredith Vieira's voice perfectly and Barbara Walters' voice, but not my voice. And it was always a constant thing.
I always come to class thinking I'm going to write these like beautiful, sexy, saucy, amazing international stories. I end up writing about my mom and my sisters when we're like 6, 8, and 10.
And we love it.
Well, thank you. But the other thing I said to Maya one day, I said, gosh, I'm writing these things, and I like to think I'm an articulate person, but the voice I end up writing, those particular stories, literally seems like a 14-year-old girl to me. And she said, that's great, because it's your 14-year-old girl. There's nobody else who sounds like that. Don't be self-conscious. And I really do think that's one of her gifts, encouraging everyone to acknowledge and celebrate their own voice, whatever, literally their own sentence structure.
Your voice on the page is exactly like your voice in life, completely. And that's like the best news in the world, because you're a fabulous storyteller. And your personality, your exuberance, your passion for life, your sensuality rises off the page. And just becoming aware of where your limbs are in space, your arms, your hands, your legs, your feet. I want you to imagine now that that core of creative energy is beginning to spin inside your body. And as it spins, it's going to increase in volume, just like cotton candy, so that you're actually infusing every fiber of your being with creative energy. The technique works twofold. Once I put people in a meditative state, I use a lot of acting technique. I use sense memory, which is to ask people to really be fully present in the experience that they're having inside their own imagination. Be aware of smells. Listen for the sounds. I want you to reach out and touch something. So I ask them to touch things and to smell things, to feel the air on their skin, to be aware of the seasons, the textures, the quality of the colors. That gets the conscious mind incredibly engaged. While the conscious mind is engaged, it can't be busy criticizing the unconscious mind. And when you're ready, you can begin to write. For us to be that open, to be willing to write from an unconscious place, to not edit what's coming forward, to feel that we're not going to be judged for what comes out is, requiring an enormous sense of safety.
The street was empty, all except for me and the woman on the porch. The air was still, like that moment when you breathe out and hesitate, knowing that life could end if you don't breathe in again.
You're going home tonight and finishing this piece. Oh my God, Gil.
The one thing about working with her is that she's the only one giving the criticism to you. It's one-on-one with her.
I don't even think it doesn't even seem like criticism. It's more just all this joy and like.
Well, criticism in the positive
In
sense.
the
Yeah,
positive
there is
sense.
a positive
yeah,
sense
it's
of
totally
criticism.
positive.
We're so fragile when we're at that open space, and it takes just a word or a look for some of us. It's almost like a healing process to bring that sort of very fragile artist forward to go, it's okay.
I used to, if you would look at me funny, I would stop. If you would say, I don't think the comma really belonged there, and say, okay, then I'm not a writer. I was just like waiting for someone to say one thing to, and now I just feel like I'm a writer. I picked up the ball and held it tight in my hands. It felt so fresh and alive, like a living, breathing ball of dreams. But when finally our eyes met, our smiles met too. And I said, I'm 12 today. And he said, happy birthday.
Oh my God! Beverly, look what you just did. And I want to just say, in 25 minutes. So what often happens is at the end of a writing session, people will say, it's like, oh my God, where did that come from? Well, it came from your unconscious, but your conscious mind wasn't aware of it. That's the good news.
Why a song? You hadn't heard a bird sing in years. You hadn't heard a tweet, a twerp, a cheep, a caw, a trill in ages and ages.
In your way, it became a song. It became something inside the ogre's head. But I'm left with a great longing to know more about this creature.
She's listening.
Yeah.
She's like listening to like what it is that you're trying to say and what you're trying to communicate and where you need to go with it. And she has this great, I think that's really her gift.